All right, so I go. I guess I won't be able to see the chat and all that.
Are
But
you on speakerphone?
yeah,
Oh, I hear myself. Yeah, you're
okay.
live.
All right, thanks, Dan. Welcome everybody to the market forecast. Obviously, we're having a little bit of difficulties this morning. It is Wednesday, September the 2nd. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. I may have been live a couple of times there, but I'm having trouble with the YouTube studio, so I was unable to tell, and apparently I'm not going to be able to see any more of the questions and comments. Good morning, Rocker. You're the first one in the room. Well, you win the prize. I got Clarence, I got MS Capital, I've got Charles, and I've got Steve and Christopher. Good morning, everyone. Okay, now that we're off and running, as always, we're going to look at these markets in context through the lens of risk management. Looking at the eco numbers this morning at 7:15, the ADP employment number came out. They were looking for an additional 950,000 jobs. Came out only 428,000 jobs, new jobs. So it's looking like this might be an interesting unemployment number for us on Friday. 9 o'clock central, 9 o'clock central this morning. Still waiting for the factory orders numbers. 9:30, the EIA petroleum status report, and 1 o'clock, the beige book. So, as far as news is concerned, there are three talking feds speaking today. Markets will be watching for reactions to continued failure of politicians to come up with the next round of economic stimulus. Last night, Treasury Mnuchin rejected Pelosi's pared down proposal, citing there are still some serious differences that remain. U.S. stocks continue the rout to the upside, because of the mere signs that they are discussing the next round of stimulus, as well as increasing probabilities of the incumbent being reelected to the White House. Crude prices remain range bound. The API came out with a draw of 6.3 million barrels. The EIA is expecting a draw of only 1.9 million barrels. So if the EIA number is correct, the hurricane Laura in the Gulf perhaps did not affect crude stocks, available crude stocks here in the U.S. There's still plenty. Make sure you like, share, comment, question. Feedback is always appreciated, and I do enjoy a good heckling. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when we do go live, if and when we do go live. Again, I apologize for the questions, for the problems this morning in getting this program started. But as always, I do tend to get attacked by technology. I will find the gremlin and I will exorcise him. VIX down a little bit this morning, 25.96. Dollar index showing up slightly at 92.65. We got a little boost in the dollar index yesterday that sent a little bit of a chill down the backs of some of the foreign currencies that we do look at. All right, without further ado, sorry again for being late to the party here this morning. Let's take a look at the markets. As always, like to look at things in context from the daily in crude. Here we go. All right, so API, a draw of 6.3 million barrels. Not a big reaction here. We're still stair-stepping higher. The market structure seems very strong for continuation to the upside. We haven't seen any real breaks in structure since, well, maybe the May expiration, which was a mess. So I would say that this current situation we're in is an upside digestive state. In other words, we're continuing our move to the upside, but we're in a range-bound short time frame situation, which kind of puts us in to a short time frame controlled environment. Well, the market seems to be awaiting its next catalyst. We've got higher lows. We've been putting in some lower highs up here. The market seems to be coiling, and again, looking for new information or a catalyst for the next move, whether that move is to the upside or continuation to the upside, or if we may see a break in structure and fall into range-bound activity or even a downside move. So the next catalyst would have to be very big for that to happen. Volume increased yesterday on a possible test of weekly kickoff high, which we did not quite achieve. Sometimes what doesn't happen is equally as important as what does. We had a pretty big increase in open interest, 4,600 estimated this morning. So there's still money coming into this market. As far as the direction is unknown. Again, we are kind of in an upside digestive state here. Taking a look at the 30-minute chart, we're still kind of in balance. The question for me is going to be, are we going to remain and accept inside the longer term balance that we've been in for really 4 days here, or are we going to begin to reject it? I think a lot of folks were probably looking for a bigger drop in crude stocks, and the expectation of the IEA of only 1 million barrel draw may be giving a little bit of pressure to prices early this morning. We've got an open here with the opening range would appear to be the high of the regular trading hour session, opening in range and rejecting value from yesterday so far. We maybe have some overnight longs still in this market. I'm interested to see as this market approaches settlement if we find a decent opportunity in either direction down there. Let's see if we get a nice EIA surprise today. With a 6 million barrel draw in the API, EIA may be a little bit off in the estimations of crude stocks. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to be probably waiting for the information at 9:30 from the EIA report. Take a look at the S&Ps now. Boy, these equities just continue to go and go and go. It's like the little market that could. I think I can, and yes, I can. Volume maintains overnight. Open interest still shows money coming in. An additional 17,000 new contracts created yesterday on an up move to an all-time high above a previous overnight all-time high. It's funny how that happens. We've got another all-time high in the overnight session here today. We've got an overnight test of weekly kickoff high, which is largely with no other information up here, simply a measured move. So 35.55 weekly kickoff high. We went through it by 5 ticks last night. I'm looking forward to seeing an opportunity for us up at that level today. Are we going to see it? Well, here's our additional 17,000 contracts to the upside yesterday. Money still coming in. Here's where we finally took out 2 days later the overnight all-time high. We took that out yesterday. We've got a new overnight all-time high here at weekly kickoff high. This is an interesting and possibly explosive situation. So we're going to be opening with a gap. We've got a lot of overnight longs here, and I apologize if you guys hear the noise outside. We got some landscapers next door doing a little early work this morning, so my apologies. So we've got some overnight longs here up against an important inflection level. Very interesting trading day possible here in the equities, in the S&P, and even in the NASDAQ. Overnight longs, weekly kickoff high in play. Gap rules if we can't move towards the gap. If we never do get the gap closed today, I would look for another daytime frame check of the overnight all-time high and weekly kickoff high at some point. I'm a little nervous for shorts here because, again, the overnight high holds the all-time high. It's something that the market just does not like to leave in the overnight, and we've seen that consistently over the last couple of weeks as we've put in new recent highs in the overnight or new all-time highs. The market tends to recheck or take out those levels in the regular trading hour session. So, it's an interesting trading day. Watch weekly kickoff high. If we can't get above that, we may see some overnight longs. Liquidate those positions to give us an opportunity for better trade locations for longs as the day goes on. All right. Here we go. So here's the NASDAQ. No real true test of the weekly kickoff high yet. However, we do have our overnight high in the as the all-time high. The all-time high is the overnight high. Um, it seems the norm that new all-time highs are occurring in the overnight and then being taken out in subsequent daytime frame sessions. The volume was okay yesterday, not tremendous. We added 1,200 in open interest. So again, money still coming into the upside. The auction seemingly still healthy. The whole world seems to be wondering when is this going to turn? When are we going to get a good pullback? When are we going to get our opportunity to buy a good pullback? It's going to be when everybody says, well, I guess I'm going to miss it and I'm just going to have to pay the high. That's when it's going to happen. We don't know when, we don't know where, but it is destined to happen at some point. Markets can't just go one direction for too long. Volume again okay yesterday. Open interest brings money. Weekly kickoff high looms above. This looks like a great situation for the market to open, put in a new all-time high in the regular trading hour session, take a good look at the weekly kickoff high, and then make the decision there. I'm going to again try and stay patient here. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Settlement 12,312.50, right at the high of yesterday. Pretty good move to the upside on decent volume. Overnight longs, gap to the upside. Again, another overnight high another all-time high in the overnight session. I'm going to look for possibly the market to give us an opportunity for better trade location if our overnight longs get a little bit nervous and liquidate. Other than that, I'll be looking for an opportunity up at that weekly kickoff high, which is 12,525. 12,525. Right up here, right there. Usually I'll put the line on there. Sorry about that. So, interesting situation again. Overnight highs, the all-time high. Overnight longs, near an important inflection level. Should be another really interesting day for us. Taking a look at the gold now. The gold has kind of fallen into balance here as the equities continue to make all-time highs. It seems as though we're doing a little bit of coiling. We've got lower highs, we've got higher lows. Volatile balance remains. I'm saying volatile balance because we've seen some pretty big ranges and some pretty big moves, even though we're somewhat range bound. The volume boost yesterday on higher open interest seems to be the overall move yesterday was in the regular trading hour session to the downside. So I'm going to say we placed some bets against continuation. I think we added some shorts yesterday, and that's again on that rejection of the weekly kickoff high here at 2006. Okay, so take a look now at the 30, and again I apologize for the noise out the window here. We've got settlement all the way up here, 1978. Maybe some shorts, overnight shorts still remaining. No gap or overnight position. So it really again becomes, is this market going to re-accept inside of value from yesterday, or is it going to reject? Initially, the opening range, I believe, was the high of the regular trading hour session, but the market has been having trouble maintaining price inside value. Obviously, it's trading below value now. Our overnight low here is going to be an interesting spot because there is space down below that. We've got, we've got an emotional day here. We've got a point of control that remains unchecked down here at 1928. And then we've got our weekly kickoff low just below that. So I'm watching the overnight low here very carefully. It is appearing as though we are rejecting value from yesterday. It looks like value is going to be overlapping to lower at the very least, if not outright lower today between yesterday and today's area of value. So I'm again watching, if I'm not already in this, watching our overnight low for a possible opportunity. And in our currencies. Okay, we had the dollar at what 26-month lows yesterday morning. We got a nice little boost off of those, kind of creating a short opportunity off the weekly kickoff high in the euro yesterday. Pretty decent volume, at least a little bit of a spike up in volume. Test of weekly kickoff high in the overnight, not tested in the regular trading hours. Kind of bummed about that. But we did add 1,200 in open interest. Oops, not 1,200. Hang on. We lost open interest. My bad. So we took out some longs yesterday on the way down on higher volumes. So this resistance really kind of held very nicely. Again, the dollar kind of leaped off its recent lows. Weekly kickoff high remains resistant. Volume and open interest. Long liquidation yesterday. Long liquidation because we did reduce open interest by 3,300 contracts. Continuing to the downside today. Take a look at the 30. We've got a pretty decent gap here. We've got some overnight shorts that seem to be continuing to get paid. And I don't want to fight this move to the downside. We've got a naked point of control down here, all right, at let's just call it 1827. We do have some overnight longs that seem to be continuing to get paid. Watch the dollar. If the dollar continues to remain firm, I'll look for continuation possibly to the downside here. We've got a point of control here. We've got a value low here. These would be interesting spots. Don't want to fight this move as long as the dollar continues to show signs of support or strength. All right, now to the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen continues to be kind of a little bit on the back burner for me. I'm not finding really good, interesting opportunities or anything really that, again, interesting for me. The medium time frame balance still remains. We're in short time frame control. A lot of this depends on the dollar today, it seems. Volume low. Open interest, we lost 1,200 yesterday. Not hugely impactful, but interesting nonetheless. So we're in the kind of central location, weekly kickoff high to weekly kickoff low, short time frame control, 30-minute chart. We've got no real gap here, but we seem to be rejecting value and range from yesterday. Again, watching the overnight, watching the dollar to see if the dollar continues firm today, may bring some more continuation to the downside here. Just not seeing great opportunities or even good opportunities to help limit the risk. We're heading towards our overnight low. We've got a similar situation here. We've got a naked point of control and a value low from a few days ago here that are just in the eyesight of traders, and as visual as markets are, we're always looking to see what our competitors might be looking at. So, all right. Again, my apologies. I'm not able to see any of the comments, questions, or anything in the chat. Today is Wednesday. We will be having our group coaching today. If you are so interested, check it out on the website. There is a sign up for it. Go ahead, sign up. Looking forward to seeing you there. And on that, I'm feeling good today. It's a nice sunny day. I'm feeling fresh, feeling ready. Looking forward to some good opportunities today. Hopefully you're feeling good and ready for the day as well. I'm going to take my deep breath. We got about 6 minutes for the equity open. Stay humble, grateful, and creative today. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here. I know Dan's going to be looking forward to seeing you at 3 o'clock for the market recap. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the market forecast. Until then, get out there and profit. Trade well today. Wednesday, we got today, 2 more days. Don't forget about the unemployment numbers due out on Friday. Could be another interesting end of the week. Also, don't forget, it is the Labor Day weekend holiday here in the U.S. Very limited trading hours on Monday. Take the 3-day weekend. Until later, we'll see you again. Trade well.